Hey, you are on the channel of Deontologists. My name is Veronica, and today I will tell you about such a villain as Ted Bundy. Theodore Robert Bundy. He lived from November 24, 1946 to January 24, 1989, an American serial killer, rapist, kidnapper and necrophile who acted in the 1970s. His victims were young girls and girls. The exact number of his victims is unknown. Shortly before his executions, he confessed to 30 murders between 1974 and 1978, but the real number of his victims could be much later, more than 100 people. Bundy used his charm to gain the trust of his victims. Usually he met them in public places, pretending to be injured or posing as a representative of the authorities in order to then kidnap, torture, rape and kill them in a secluded place. Sometimes he burst into the houses of victims, beat them with a coat, club, raped and strangled. After killing the abducted girl, he again raped them several times, then dismembered that he saved of at least 20 of his victims' hands with a handsaw, took them with him and kept them in his apartment as souvenirs. Judged by some survived bodies of the victim, Bundy has engaged in cannibalism. Biographer Anne Rule described him as a sadist and a sociopath who enjoyed the pain of the victim and the feeling of power at the time of her death and even after. He described himself as the most heartless son of a bitch you can only meet. Bundy was an unusually organized and prudent criminal. He used his vast knowledge of the methods by which the investigation was conducted to remain out of sight of the authorities. The geography of his crimes was very vast. On this account, there were already 20 victims when it became clear to law enforcement agencies that the same person was behind these killings. He used relatively quiet methods of killing, a tool for which could serve as ordinary household items, stunning and strangulation. Also, his recurring appearances future caused difficulties. He looked different in different photographs. The police claimed that it was useless to show his photographs to witnesses. Ted Bundy went through several psychiatric examinations. The conclusion of the experts vary. Dorothy O'Donnell-Lewis initially diagnosed him with bipolar affective disorder, but later changed her mind several times. Bundy has always tried to transfer the blame for his crimes to someone or something else. He confessed to 30 murders, but did not take responsibility for any of them. Ted Bundy was electrocuted on January 24, 1989 in Florida.